Hello and welcome to another edition of Issues with Jide. Here we talk about actions and inactions of those who shape our national landscape and how these impact us positively or otherwise. I'm Ibrahim Shita. Today on the show, Buhari recognizes Maimala Buni as Caretaker Committee Chairman. We look at the reason Ebele Obiano got slapped by Bianca and Ojukwu on the day her husband left office. And later on the show, Chelsea draws Real Madrid in Champions League quarterfinal. In the course of the program, we'll take your questions, but first, subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop your questions in the comment section. I have joining me via Zoom, the master himself, Babajide Kolade-Otitoju. Thank you so much for being there.
Thank you. Just to report that I can't.
Yeah, you definitely get to see me. Well, so let's get started. Despite President Buhari's directives that all members of the APC should sheathe their swords, it does appear there is still some lack of affinity among the governors and some key members of the APC. Help us understand the current politicking in the APC in the build-up to the March 26th convention.
There are governors who have led us to believe decision to remove Maimala Buni was communicated to the president, and the president didn't object to that decision. You saw how Malam El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, confidently said that Maimala Buni would not return to his position as the caretaker chairman of the party. And he also dropped the president's name, saying the president was notified and the president gave the all clear for Maimala Buni to be removed. I have been told that there are other governors like El-Rufai who felt that the decision the president took to not only tell them to go and work with Maimala Buni, but he gave a letter. He gave a letter to Maimala Buni when Maimala Buni went to London to see him, and that letter indicated that the governors, the Progressive Governors Forum, should rally around Maimala Buni so that it can successfully conduct the convention of the party. This is where those governors were embarrassed, and some of them felt betrayed. They didn't expect that the matter would take the turn that it has taken. But the president was also aware of the fact that if the party takes any decision, at least the acting Maimala Buni, who is the chairman of the party, as recognized by INEC, then APC could be digging itself into a legal hole that it may not be able to come out of. So after INEC notified the party that it would only recognize the Maimala Buni leadership of the party, as well as the secretary, Udoedehe, it occurred to the president and some of his minders that the party was playing with fire. Because if you then went ahead to take decisions to the exclusion of Maimala Buni, who is the one recognized by INEC, then those decisions will amount to a nullity in the final analysis. The Constitution of Nigeria recognizes only the chairman and vice chairman, and the secretary of political parties. Other people are inconsequential as far as the Constitution is concerned. So whatever action the APC will take, it has to be something sanctioned by the current chairman of the party. Whatever document the APC will send to INEC either to invite INEC to participate, to come and observe his primaries, or to simply notify INEC of his desire to have a NEC meeting. If May Malabuni's signature is not passing through that letter, or Akpan Odoedehe's signature is not passing through that letter, of course, INEC will not want to have anything to do with such an invitation. So the law is clear, and I think the president is just trying to so that what happened, so that what happened to the party when it contested the elections in Rivers State does not happen this time around. You know, in Rivers State, the party lost all elective positions, top to bottom, because of the crisis that the party got itself involved in. The party similarly lost all elective positions in Zamfara State because the INEC did not agree that indeed the party conducted primary. So I think it's clear now to everyone, I mean, to people in the APC, that they must follow the law. And as I've advised to them repeatedly, they should let May Malabuni complete the remaining few days left of his chairmanship of the party. That will keep the party safe. If you bring anyone to head the party at this time, that person will not be recognized by INEC and by extension the courts of Nigeria. So I guess that was what triggered the fear that the president had, and the president then decided that the governors should come together, put their differences aside, they should stop abusing one another and go and work with May Malabuni. I don't think the president had a choice. He must have been advised, especially after the letter from INEC, that the best thing to do is to let this current leadership finish his job.
All right, BKO, let me quickly chip this in. In a WhatsApp message, I'm not sure whether you saw it, but in a WhatsApp message allegedly sent to other APC governors, Governor El-Rufai said, and I quote, "Ineptness, greed, and selfishness threaten to destroy what has been built over nearly a decade. But those who didn't even know how this party was put together, let's restate that I am done with the charade unless concrete, honest, and transparent steps are taken to implement our agreed plans under a leadership we trusted." That's according to Governor El-Rufai in a message, WhatsApp message is sent to APC governors. So what do you make of this, BKO?
Yes, it's still tallies with what I said earlier, although I didn't really put much flesh on that. When he was talking about what was agreed later, there can be no doubt that majority of the governors wanted Malabuni out of the way. Now, what do you then do with the situation that you found yourself now? Many of them expected that, okay, my Malabuni would be given a soft landing. He may not directly participate in the decision making, but he will still be recognized as the leader of the party. Some of the governors had predicted and in fact told people that May Malabuni will show up 2 days to the convention, and that May Malabuni will leave straight from the UAE and come to Nigeria 2 days to the election. That was what they expected. But the president's letter recognizing him as the chairman of the party and demanding that the governors should support him to conduct the convention of the party was what got the El-Rufais of this world angry. They had thought that okay, even if Mai Mala Buni returned, he will not continue to lead the party. Governor Bello of Niger will continue to lead the party while Mai Mala Buni will be in the background. But all of those plans evaporated the moment Mai Mala Buni went to see the president in London. And the president not only wrote that letter to the governors, he also copied the DSS and other security agencies, which means that if anyone will go against his decision, some people could be liable to uh, being detained. So this is the situation. They didn't imagine that Mala Buni would be allowed to come back and take full control of the party. They thought he would just only step aside while Bello will continue to work as acting chairman of the party. I mean, Mala Buni has been trying to placate these governors by saying whatever action the acting chairman took in my absence remained valid. But many of the governors who are not happy with him are not impressed. What they didn't want to see was for Mai Mala Buni to conduct the primary and the convention of the party, to preside over the convention of the party. But as we have seen now, with the letter coming from the president, everything suggests that the president wants Mai Mala Buni to finish the job that he has started. And for people like El-Rufai, who had predicted that he will not return to that position, that even if he returned to Nigeria, he will only return as governor of Yobe State. You can see that their prediction or their wish has not come to pass, and of course, they are not happy.
All right, BKO, let's change tack by looking at the latest developments that sent the country's tongue wagging. It was supposed to be a low-key event for the inauguration of Professor Soludo as the new governor of Anambra State. But the drama that ensued between the former First Lady and Bianca Ojukwu left everyone in awe. What do you think about this animosity? And at least we are aware they don't share the same husband.
In 2017, Ebele Obiano embarrassed Bianca Ono inside the governor's lodge in Awka, Anambra State. And on that day, Bianca vowed never to return to the governor's lodge. She decided to stay away from the activities of the administration. This inauguration of the new administration took place in Government House and not Governor's Lodge. Bianca decided to show up. Anybody that is close to Governor Obiano, his wife will be accusing such people of sleeping with her husband. She will call them names. She will call them prostitutes, just the same way she called Bianca prostitutes on the day, called her Ashawo. Ashawo means prostitute. So this animosity had been there. Bianca Ono tried to contest for the senatorial seat, that is Anambra South. Ebele Obiano did everything possible to frustrate Bianca. She brought Nicholas Ukachukwu to contest against Bianca and the rest of them. In the end, it was Ukachukwu that got the nod of the party, but he was well beaten by Uba, that is the chairman of Capital Oil. It's now in the Senate. So Uba won that election, defeated the candidate of the governor's wife. So she had been not saying this animosity against Bianca Ono, especially given the fact that Bianca Ono is well respected as the widow of Ikem Banewi. And this same, the traditional ruler of Oka Kingdom, recall that he personally took Obiano and his wife to Bianca, and both of them knelt down for Bianca to bless them and support the governor when the governor was contesting for the governorship of the state. So to come back and humiliate the same person who blessed you and supported you and helped you to win the election was in bad taste. But if you had done that to her in the past and you got away with it, and she stayed away from government house, then on the final day, on the inauguration of a new administration, I think she reserved the right to be in attendance. You then went there and you were calling her names and said, Shebi, you said you will never be part of our events again. What are you doing here? And then you started wagging a warning finger. You started touching her. And she said, please get your hands off me. But she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't stop. Then she tried to touch Bianca on the head. It was at that point that Bianca delivered a resounding valedictory dirty slap, which, of course, she could not reply because Bianca held on to her wig. So she was more concerned with ensuring that she relieved Bianca of the wig rather than retaliating. So it was effectively 1-0 on the day, and she had no chance of finding an equalizer. So, but whichever way we look at it, it was shameful for two adults, two prominent people to come to blows. Ordinarily, they should have been arrested and put on trial. You know, if low lives fought in public, of course, the police will arrest them and take them to their station. But these ones got away with it. But they should know that it's against the law to come to blows in public in the way that they have done. And I hope that Mrs. Obiano, who wants to contest for the Senate, will know that some of her conduct will not take her far. She has to be more responsible. She has to respect people who have helped her husband. And she has to also show respect to her husband. If your husband is at an event and you can fight at that event, then it means you have no respect, no regard at all for your husband. And if indeed it was also true that she was drunk on the day, then I can advise at this stage, can habit and stop going to events already drunk.
All right. All right, BKO. So it is via that equalizer that she was not able to get that we'll be moving to the last topic for today. BKO, Chelsea are drawn against the 13th-time champions Real Madrid. Do you see the Blues bringing surprises? Your club, well, let's start with that. Do you see the Blues bringing surprises here?
You know, football is a very unpredictable game. Last season, the Blues overcame Real Madrid, qualified to the next round, and went on to win the trophy. But the Real Madrid team is a lot better now, and that's what happens when you buy new players and you buy new players in critical positions. The team is stronger with Alaba of Bayern Munich. The team is a lot stronger now. Secondly, people like Vinicius Jr., they are coming of age. You know, his end product as a winger was very bad last season. But Vinicius has become very dangerous now, and his decision making is better. It's not like Rashford, whose decision making is woeful. Vinicius has become a lot better in terms of decision making. So you can see that Benzema is getting the goals. Benzema is probably one of the best 3 players in the world currently, and there were people who thought that He should have even won the Ballon d'Or for France, did well for Real Madrid. So this one will be very, very tough. Very, very tough. Real Madrid has experience going for it. And look, if anyone told me that Real Madrid would overcome PSG after losing the first leg and after going behind, by 2 goals in the second leg at home, I will have argued with that person. But before my eyes, Real Madrid came from behind, equalized, and got the winning goal. Thanks to the away goal, Real Madrid qualified at the expense of PSG. So if they could qualify at the expense of PSG, then Chelsea must know that it's going to be very tough for them to escape these guys. It's going to be very tough. Real Madrid has a team that can win the tournament this year. The team is a lot better, more mature, and they have a coach who has won the tournament before, with different clubs. So I really fancy Real Madrid's chances in this tournament this year.
All right. So your club, Manchester United, were sent out of Champions League by Atletico Madrid. How do you feel about this, BKO?
I feel pained by it, but people must understand that on their day, Atletico Madrid can beat any team. This was the team that eliminated Liverpool the other day. They beat Liverpool convincingly and kicked them out of the Champions League. And people shouldn't forget that. So, and at the time they did it, Liverpool was defending champion. So this is a team that is very strong, and on their day, when they get their tactics right, they can beat anyone. So nobody expected Man U to win the league. To win the Champions League. So I'm not totally disappointed. This season is gone for Manchester United. And for Manchester United to bounce back, football has become more competitive. More and more rich people are coming into the Premier League now. So they probably need about 4 years to regroup, to rebuild the team, and turn it to trophy winners once again. Manchester United has really lagged behind, and it's unfortunate that from the way Arsenal is playing, they can't even, Man U cannot even clinch 4th place. That's terrible, because in the last few years, we had succeeded. We came second, we came third. We came second at least twice in the last few years. So we thought we were making progress, but this season has been a very bad one. A very, very bad one. So our season is gone. We can only prepare for next season.
All right, BKO, let me quickly bring up some of the questions that we have here. Fabian Akeze, I think, is the first question I'm going to be taking from our first topic. It says, what should serving governor be the chairman of the Caretaker committee? What about the Yobe indigents who elected him? Do they get the dividends of democracy or dividends of governance? You meant to say?
Even if they were getting it, it certainly won't be at the level they were getting it before he was given this distraction. How many times does he stay in the state these days? Definitely, that's what you call divided interest. Fighting to keep the party strong and delivering the dividends of the democracy to people of Yobe State will be a lot tougher now. So I just hope that in future the party won't bring itself to this kind of mess whereby you have to remove a national chairman properly elected, you had to dissolve the NEC and then put in its place some governors and other people. No, governors should face their job, which is to run their states properly. They shouldn't be involved in running their, their, their political parties.
All right, BKO. Let me take another question from Yuome. It says it's not in Nigeria. It says it's time to stop people from praying in this country and channel that effort of energy, wasting energy in noise making to action. This prayer is the easy excuse for all our failures. Is that correct?
To a very large extent, yes. You know, because we are we put so much accent on religiosity in our country. Some of us are very careful about the comments that we make when it comes to religion. Nearly every issue concerning us, religion plays a part in where we stand. Religion has found a way to divide us. Many Christians are supporting Ukraine, and a good number of the people who are supporting Putin, they are Muslims. They are extending the hatred for the West, led by America, you know, to the issue of the war in Ukraine. They felt that America had not supported the Palestinians and all that. After all these years, America had been biased in favor of Israel. So for that reason, they do not support NATO. So, and by extension, they support the killings that are going on there because, as we have seen, more civilians have died than soldiers. So religion plays a big part in even shaping opinion in our country. So that is the thing. More and more of our people will decide to take an action once that action favors their faith. It's a very shameful thing that in this modern age, we have refused to outgrow our attachment to religion. It's such a massive shame. And we can't develop as a country if we do not put aside some of these vestiges that are dragging us back.
Yeah, BKO. So let's get another question from, I think, Sushaw. Sushaw says, he's talking about sport. I'm trying to find his question here. 626. It says, unsure why we waste our time promoting these foreign clubs. Maybe we should be talking about local teams. And I know that you always do this very well too.
Well, I wish we can do that, but are we promoting our league very well? What are we doing as a country to promote the league? These foreign leagues, whether you are in Brazil, you are in Spain, everywhere. The truth is, the English Premiership is very, very popular all over the world. It's not Nigerians alone. How many people go to watch our own matches there? Because they don't even find those matches attractive, and the quality of officiating is also poor. These days, because of the advent of the internet, as well as the fact that people have access to cable television, they can watch those matches. In the 70s and 80s and 90s, we watch our league matches, but now people can watch Europe. They can watch anytime they want. So that is making more and more people to watch those games because they know that those games are attractive to watch. The quality of the coverage and all that. It's just in our own case. If we even want to watch our league matches, what is the quality of the coverage? What is the quality of officiating? What is the quality of play? Because our best talents have left the country. So how do you then attract people to come to stadium to watch matches when the best talents, once a player begins to do well, the next thing is thinking of going to foreign land. Some of them go to play even in Vietnam and some other countries. So this is the situation. And the investment in our league has to be very strong to even attract players from neighboring countries. Right now, some of our best players, even in North Africa, who says we shouldn't attract players from North Africa and other places? But until we inject sufficient capital into the league, this won't happen.
All right, BKO, if you can hear me, let's end with this last question. I think it's on 624 who asked the question. It's on Bianca. Okay, it says, Obiano's wife was wrong as well. Two wrongs cannot make a right. Bianca should have just ignored the drunk and called on people to take her away from her position. So what's your final thoughts on the Bianca Obiano face-off?
Well, ideal thing. All have been the ideal thing, but that she was provoked to the point of slapping her. And don't forget, I said this was not the first time. She had molested her inside the governor's lodge in 2017. She had humiliated her before. So this was a long-standing quarrel between those two women. Ideally, they shouldn't have. It's very shameful for two adults to do that. But provocation can sometimes push people to the edge of a cliff. And I want to believe that Bianca was needs to be advised that that conduct was irresponsible and she shouldn't have done that.
All right, BKO, we tend to lose some of the things that you said in this very final submission of yours. Could you just summarize it? Just let's say 2 sentences.
Okay, I said ideally she shouldn't have slapped her. Ideally, she shouldn't have behaved in the way she did. That's Bianca, no. But we have to realize that this same woman had humiliated her in 2017 and the governor's lodge at Oka, and that both of them had a long-standing quarrel, you know. So by the time she walked up to taunt her, she lost her cool. Anybody could get angry, you know, but it's advisable to not go to the extent of slapping anyone. You know, I think that in her heart, she will know that she disappointed herself by going to the extent of beating the former governor. Not expected of an adult, but we all sometimes succumb to anger. Bianca no succumb to anger in public, and I found that unacceptable, and she needs to be advised that such behavior is irresponsible and unexpected of someone who had been a Nigerian diplomat. So in future, she shouldn't respond in that way.
Makes sense. And that's our show for today's edition of Issues with Jide. Special thanks to you, Babajide Kolade-Otitoju, for those insightful analyses, as always.
Thank you.
And thanks to you, to our audience, for joining us on every edition. You can see the program again anytime. To subscribe to our YouTube channel by subscribing to our YouTube channel at TC News. Click on the subscribe button to get the latest information. On behalf of the team, I'm Babjide. See you next edition. Bye for now.